So, as I said, motive of this talk is to provide the knowledge about the various job and research opportunities in Europe. Second would be admission procedure in the given institution. I would definitely cover from where I have done and some other institute also, and why to do it here. And what and for job, it is always categorized in two parts here in Europe or all over the Europe. You can say I'm based in Austria, but I think it's less or more same in Europe. So I will give brief about my institute, and then what is the process to find job. I mean, PhD is a full-time job here. It's not only PhD, it's a full-time job. You get an employee contract here when you are doing PhD. And after that, what will be or what are the possible job opportunities? So first, I have shared this link. Everyone can open it. And it's like a admission requirement for non-European, like for Indian citizen or from other countries, like India. I mean, they have a list where all the country are listed. What what documents or what fee structure will be. And unfortunately, India comes in the category where they have to do everything. Like they have to do all the registration, all the apostille, and all they have to pay all the fee. Though our neighbor country like like Pakistan, Bangladesh, and these countries are like listed with like in like a poor country or some, they have categories, so they don't have to pay the complete fee for the process. But we have to pay everything, and we have to do everything like as an Indian citizen. So, I mean, if we go with this link, so it's like they have all the admission requirements for non-European Union, and some, like they have categorized some country as a poor country or like non-developed country. The students, all the students, like a postgraduate or undergraduate student, have to go through this if they want to really apply. I mean, I want to say that PhD abroad or job abroad is not a big deal. It's just a process you have to go through. You don't have to think that it's a big deal that I cannot do it. You can do it. It's not a big deal. It's just a process. You go, you fulfill all the requirements, and you get into it. It's not, you don't have to be scared to apply. First, you need to apply. You see all the requirements and you need to apply. You just go through website and you see what you have done, because they always re-evaluate our degree, like who has done from India or any other country. Only European Union, they have different rule, but for all non-European Union and like a country like India or other country, they re-evaluate all our mark sheets. Like for example, I have done my master's from Allahabad Agriculture Institute, and what credit we get there is equivalent to the credit what they get here. So it was really easy for me in this part that I get into PhD very easily, because the credit was same. But in some university, like for example, Allahabad University or other universities, they have to provide some additional document because the credit is not the same what they expect here. So you have to go through this and see the what requirements they have for your university or for your specific course. Uh, Second, I would like to why abroad? Why you have to do PhD or job abroad? I mean, what are the pros for doing PhD or job abroad? First, you experience different culture, because here it's in Europe, I would especially say that as work culture is very good. I mean, they are early to bed and early to rise. They really go on work in the morning, and they have complete family time, and they really respect your personal space, your family space. So it's really a balance. It's not like that you are working from 10 till evening 10. No, they have to pay extra if you are paying till 10 in the evening. So you have the working contract like 30 hours or 40 hours, and if you go beyond that, then they have to pay for that. Or enhanced employability. So definitely they have more. If we talk about nutrition, when I did my master's, I think long back. I am here for 15 years. So it's like it was so narrow. The nutrition field was so narrow. Now I'm very happy that it is so uh, it has developed a lot, and there are so many opportunities there also. But that time it was really difficult to get into PhD. It was really difficult to get into any job, nutrition job. I mean, you study a lot, you do masters and everything, but you are not as good as in other subject. Like they are getting job, like it was like a boom for biotechnology, for bioinformatics. But now here, at that time also, it was you are working with bioinformatician or like microbiologist. It doesn't matter you are nutritionist or not, you work in your field with them. So you share your knowledge, you share your experience with them equal. Like it's not, it was not like nutrition was not very, so you really get a lot of exposure here, and you can gain experience because you have to do everything by your own. So no one actually helps, so you have to find your way. So you really experience a different work culture. You like, if you have to set up your computer, you have to do it by yourself. You get everything at your desk and you have to do it by yourself. You learn from Google or whatever, but you do it by yourself, so you really get experience. And you take like time out for yourself. And it could be why abroad, because it is a limited job or research opportunities in India. By that time, it's from my experience. Right now I see that it's in India also, it's really really good. And we can see the Poshan Dhara, it's like an initiative also. We can see that they are doing so much for nutritionists or in field of nutrition. So now I cannot say really like limited, but of course, if we compare with Europe, so it's limited. And they pay really good here if we compare to India, though here people are also fighting for more, but they pay really, like we get what there they get for PhD. I don't know how much they get for PhD. Here it's a PhD is 40 hours job. So you get like what other employees get for PhD. You are doing your research, you are doing your study, but you side by side you get paid for that. And you definitely develop your language skill, because in Europe, I mean, 75% spoken language is German. So you have to, if you are working like, for example, if you are in research language is English, so you are good with English. But if you are like, for example, we are nutritionist, so nutritionists need to deal with patients. So all the patients, like in India also, they cannot talk in English, so you have to have the local language. So you learn a extra language also if you are abroad. You improve your future prospect also. You know, you have so many exposures, so you know that what you can do or how you are going to improve yourself in future. And you have really a global network of contacts. Like you have like, for example, in PhD, you have to have seminars, same like India, symposiums and talks. But in your third year, you have to teach also. It's a part of PhD program that you have to teach the students. So you from there also you get the network, because you meet a lot of professor and lecturers, and they provide you a lot. You just give and take, like you share all the knowledge with them, and you get the good contact and good future perspective from there. the, it is about research. But what is the process to find a job from India? Like everyone is so scared that, yeah, no, I have to go abroad and it's so difficult. And yeah, it's not. So it's just a process. I already said in my first few minutes that it's just a process. You have to go through this process. You just need to see if you want to do something related to nutrition. You just need to, it's nowadays it's very common, the computer, laptop, mobile, everyone has, and you can access to all the data. So you just go to the Google, you search. Like if you want to do in Europe, you just go, you just search and whatever the queries or anything, whatever the problem, you find it. I have already shared my email and my contact details with one of your organizing committee member. She is, you can contact to her, like Dr. Induja Avasthi, you can contact to her, and she will contact with your questions to me. So it's like, I mean, I can help in this process, that how to go through or something like that. If you have this kind, it's just the process, you go through the process. Here it's a very common, if from India it is very common, not here. It's like a two-way. Here you contact direct to the professor or to the company or to the like person with whom you want to work. But from India, if you are doing that, it's a recruitment agency. You can go through recruitment agency or internet or advertisement. If you see nowadays, it's a social media is very active, so you all the time you see, when you open Facebook or whatever, Instagram or whatever, you see the advertisement, and it is sometimes very relevant also, but sometimes it's not very relevant. You need to trust the advertisement, or the site should be trusted. Not, you just don't click, because there are so many fraud also, that you just click, you contact the person, and they take a lot of money from you, and they don't provide anything. So it's not about money. If you apply in Europe, you don't have to pay money to anyone. It's always between you and your here employer. They contact it, you will contact with him or her. It's not about money. You don't have to pay any money in between. So it's like, it's, if someone is saying that they are, you give me money and I will provide you this, it is not, it's illegal in Europe. So you just keep in mind that you are not giving money for job or for research to anyone. You just have the contact detail of the person, and it is always on the trusted site. They have, like, if I am from Medical University Vienna, so it's always, I have the ID from Medical University of Vienna with whom I can contact. If I'm not contacting with this ID, you don't reply to my mail, because it can be fraud. So you have to keep all these things in your mind. And it's one is on job seeking visa also, you can come. Like, if you know that I have to go to Germany, and I can see the new opportunities in field of nutrition, or research opportunity, or job opportunities, you just get a job seeking visa. It's like, I think it's for 3 or 6 months, and you can travel by your own and explore everything there. Or you have, like, I will share in next slide, you have Medical University of Vienna site, or University of Vienna site, all these sites, and you can direct send an email. All the professors are listed with their specific research area, and in which you are interested. You can just write to that professor with your CV, and like a small introduction, like it's motivation later. So you can directly send an email to them, or through a friend. Like, for example, I know I have so many friends there. So if they contact me, and if I have, like, for example, if in my lab there is, and there is a possibility to hire someone, so you can direct contact also to your friend, and he or she may contact the professor or supervisor or the employer. In this regard, you can just communicate one by one. Communication is always good in Europe. And what the required document for job. For research, it is completely different, which I will talk in a further slide. But for job, you have to have your CV, you have to have your passport, because you are traveling abroad. So it's like a common sense, you have to have passport and visa. Visa is a different kind of visa they issue for a job and for research. For research, you get really specific visa, and which is really good, because on that you can be here without knowing the language. But for other, like employment contract, employee visa, you have to have the knowledge of German. But for research, you don't need at first place the knowledge of German. You can come here and learn German, but for employment contract, you need to have the knowledge of, like, the basic knowledge of German. And we all need a criminal record clearance from India. And for certain job, you need driving license also. Like nowadays, it's very clinical research associate. Job is very common in nutrition field, but for that you have like a field visit. So you need to have a driving license. It is a must for this job. So, and all the documents need to be apostille from authority, because without apostille, it is not valid. Our document, Indian documents are not valid without apostille. So, and if you go, if it's about job, and if you go for PhD, like for research, if you really interested in research, so there are site for, sorry, like applying for PhD. It's like a direct, you can apply direct. It's never via. It's not, it doesn't work like this. It's direct. You go to medical university site and then you can, okay. So under the, like, for example, for nutritionist, that is why I have saved this. For nutritionist, it's a doctoral program of applied medical science, and it comes under category of 790. I have already shared this. And like, for example, I have done in endocrinology, metabolism and nutrition. This was a like a title if you go under the PhD program. For it's for nutritionists, for applied science students. And the same in Vienna University, same in the technical university, same in other university also here. But these are the two university who offers really a variety of nutrition program, and it's like they have plenty of opportunity. And it's always the, I think here I have mentioned, the standard application deadline is always 5th September for one semester and 5th February for other semester. In 2 semester, you can enroll yourself either in September semester or in February semester. And you can direct apply from this website. Medical University of Vienna allow you to work in any department. It doesn't matter that it should be nutrition department. They have a big nutrition department, but it only deals with dietitians. And it is all for every department. There is one dietitian who works in department. But for you, it's not like that. You cannot work, you are nutritionist, so you cannot work in this department or this department. It depends. If there is a nutrition part, you can work in any department for your PhD. You choose your supervisor, you write your supervisor here. All the supervisor name is listed with the topic. So you just choose your supervisor and you just write them personally. So what should be the requirement for PhD? It is like you should have a degree of higher from a higher education institute. Like for example, in India, it's like postgraduate, but here they have bachelor degree also with specialized programs. So you should have 4 years or 5 years of this program, and your credit should be 240 credits. That's what I was talking about. That you should have the same credit to do the PhD here. And here I have given the information also. You need to go like how your degree will be assessed. So this is the site where you can just click and see like your degree should be assessed from there first, and then you can apply if it is really valid here, and you can do. You should have the communication skill in English. It's a B2 level only, and it's not like you should have the knowledge of writing like not scientific writing at the first place, but gradually you need scientific writing. Uh, but TOEFL or IELTS you don't have to pass. You just have the certificate, like the certificate course. If you have done, you can show that also. Before it was not required, but now it is required. And you can have, as I told you, agreement with one of our faculty to support your PhD training. As I said, PhD is a full-time job program, so you have to have a supervisor first who agrees to have you in her or his group. So it's like I have this also shared the link. You can just click and you can PhD calls and open PhD position. So you can see here the list of the programs. And you should have the experience in that program, but it is not essential. As I said, it is not like you should have really like 10 years of experience or something like that. It is not. You just have the basic knowledge of this research. And the second, like for PhD, what you need to submit, as I told you, this concept of doctoral thesis, it's a form. It is on the website. You just have to download from there, and you have to fill all the criteria that it asks what you will do, how you will do, and how long. It's like a 3-year program. PhD is a 3-year program. Plus they give plus minus, like minus not, but plus 2 year, like a grace period they provide you. And it's it should be approved. All the documents should be approved from your supervisor, to whom you choose from the Medical University of Vienna site or University of Vienna site. And application should be done. It's also in English, but some papers are in German, and you need to have translation from India. All the documents should be translated in German also. You should have college leaving certificate and certificate for completed study, eligibility certification. Like as I told you, if you have, like if you want to do, like they were talking about food allergies, now here also it's very common, food allergy or microbiome or something like that. So if you have any certification in this special field, so it will be a plus. And proof of English language skill or employment contract, because it's a contract, like it's an employment, so you should have from your supervisor before you come to Europe. Or Indian citizens always need apostille. They always need to authorize all the documents from there, because they don't, I think they don't trust. And which kind of work is possible here? You will usually specialize in one or of the following areas, like in sports or exercise nutrition, public health nutrition, nutrition science, food science, animal nutrition, or healthcare medical. And these are the nutritionist work here, which is like and beyond, like non-clinical setting or non-research setting, it's like a common, it's after bachelor's you are eligible to do dietetics practice, but with the registered dietitian certificate. You cannot do any practice without this certificate. Unlike India, in India there are many nutritionists who are practicing without the certificate, but here you cannot do it, it's illegal. And you will be fined if they get to know that you are doing practice without this certificate. Or if you want to do in non-clinical setting, as I told you, education and research institute, food retailers, local authorities, media, and NHS, National Health Services, or health charities like NGO, UN is on UN site also, United Nations site also, you can go and apply for job, for nutrition job. There are so many jobs. It's like health charities, or they are doing mainly for poor countries, and or in sport organization. And as I told you in my first or second slide, that CRA is a very common job here, like clinical research associate in nutrition field. They are responsible for all the nutritional studies, and they just take care of all these studies. Employers can be any, like food policy development, specific food areas, public health, food industry, government research, sport, weight, specific client groups, or international aids. And there are certain kind of funding which Austria provide for the non-European or European Union students. It's like a Austrian database for scholarship and research grants, Austrian Science Fund, and the Austrian Research Promotion Agency. There are some sites for job. You can directly click on this and apply for job, or see the job in Europe, in Austria, or in UK also. After Brexit, it's a bit difficult for UK, but yeah, there are some sites.